There we go. Hey everybody, Cam Kame here with you on GeForce TV. It's our Champions episode for Sauble and Sunset. Full Throttle and Grand Bend, they did also crown some champions this weekend. However, we will wait until the majority of their championships are decided before we dedicate an episode to them. So as you see, we've got a very long list of guests coming here tonight. Potentially an hour and a half long show. We've got a lot of guests coming on from Sauble and from Sunset. The only guest unavailable to make it tonight was late model champion Jordan House, who was working and not able to make it in for the show tonight. So we really appreciate all those that did make time. We've also got Brendan Doherty, who is Sunset's announcer. He's going to drop by, talk about the championships that were decided this past weekend, but also look forward to the Last Dance. And we don't really know what that all means still. I mean, we know that that's the last dance for this group that's been running Sunset for the last couple of years, but we don't know the full scope of whether or not this means the track is done forever or not. We'll just have to find out. But I really want to thank you for coming in and being a part of the show tonight. We are going to speak first with Tom Gibbons, who wins the Pro Late Championship out at Sauble Speedway. Then we've got Chris Lawrence, one half of the BT Racing duo that won the Bone Stock Championship up at Sauble as well. We're going to get Wade Thorne to be on our season opener of Stickers and Scuffs. So I didn't want to have him on tonight so that he could be on our premiere in 2 weeks. So we're going to have Wade Thorne then. Wally Wilson comes off of his first ever modified championship. He'll be on the show. And then Colton Everingham getting back to championship victory lane. He is going to be joining us as well. Steve Oakes officially announced now as the Bone Stock champion at Sunset Speedway. And then, of course, we've got Tyler Hawn's going to be on after Brendan tonight, who he takes his sixth Hot Rod Championship. Jacob Sutcliffe back-to-back mini stock champion, and then back-to-back-to-back-to-back. So technically he's won 4 championships at 2 different tracks in 2 different years. Josh Davenport is going to be our final guest tonight. He's coming off of playing hockey, so he'll be quite busy before he comes on the show. I'm pretty sure it's a record 20 wins in a season, including 2 down south, 22 victories so far in the junior late models. I don't know if we're going to see him at Flamborough or whether we're going to see him this weekend, whether we're going to see him for the playoff races at all. But he's obviously done an amazing job. I expected we'd see him in the junior late models this weekend at Sunset since his dad will be there participating. But Tom Gibbons will be our first guest to join us. We'll talk about kind of the season that was at Sauble Speedway. They're still going through a bit of a changeover, as we know. There's a lot of change still happening in that track, but a lot of promise as well. They had a lot more entries this year that were participating on a weekly basis, not just in the Pro Late models, but also in the Bone Stocks. And maybe there'll be some change for next year as well. We're not 100% sure what things are going to look like next year. It is pretty busy, you know. There's a lot to talk about. And, of course, we're going to have a very busy amount of weeks still to come here, where we're wrapping up seasons at Full Throttle, at Flamborough, Grand Bend, and then eventually we're going to get right into our playoff races. And the playoff races, of course, start this weekend. Last Dance, normally known as Velocity, that is, quote, your last dance. Hopefully not the last kick of the can for Sunset Speedway. We really hope that they'll be coming back in 26. Might be a whole different regime. It would be a whole different regime if there was a new ownership or new management. So we definitely need to look at that. Hopefully, like I said, fingers crossed. We really don't know what the situation's going to be at Sunset for next year. So that's really going to be the big question mark. But we're going to do our very best to continue to promote So Brendan Doherty is going to be the best for that. He's going to talk about what's happening for the Last Dance weekend, all the initiatives they've got going out with one big bang, if this is indeed it, the last big bang, which we really don't want. We want to be able to see this track in Innisfil, Ontario next year, but we know things that are they're just really tough right now, and unfortunately, it does mean that sometimes people have to make the decision to leave, and someone needs to take their spot, and it's not the easiest thing to just take over a racetrack. We can definitely say that for sure, but we will have a good conversation with Brendan about what we can look forward to. There's going to be a couple of very interesting shows that are going to be a part of this Last Dance weekend, including a class that I've never seen before. I'm very excited about this. This is something that we saw happen organically. And then, of course, following the Last Dance, we're going to go straight into Frost Fest at Flamborough Speedway. Then we go straight into Autumn Colors. Then you've got the Corn Cob Classic. Same weekend, there's also a $1,000 to win Bone Stock race at Full Throttle as part of their Halloween Smash Fest. So we're not done by any means. We've still got about a full month left of racing. Just our weekly stuff is wrapping up, unfortunately, and that's part of it. That is going to be part of things. So I'm just trying to see whether or not everything is working out on our So I don't know if you guys still have me. Sorry about that. Just let me know if you do. We had a little bit of a glitch there, so I apologize on that. But we'll bring in Tom Gibbons, who, well, he's done it again. I don't know if we could really have doubted him, but Tom comes out and he got himself... now, the size of the surfboard has seemed to have grown quite significantly, Tom. You've got yourself a championship once again in the Pro Late Models. How did you do it, my friend?
It's just good, hard racing. A lot of work went into it, but couldn't have done it without Sauble Speedway, though.
Yeah, you definitely have been obviously a campaigner and a champion for this track. You've seen a lot of changes that have happened at this track over the years. Pro Late Models looked really decent this year, guys. Expanded the amount of cars that you were having out each and every week. You, Ty Cavlin, had a very good battle for this championship this year. Let's just talk about that field, man. It must be rewarding seeing people start to come back to the beach and compete regularly.
Oh, for sure it is. It's nice. Like I think the fewest cars we had this year was, I think, 7, but we had generally, I think, over 10 cars every night. Tony and Ty they got a really good program going there. They were really tough competitors this year. Derek Russell, he's stepped it up. Caden Wright, he's good. Everybody at Sauble's so fun to race with, and it's fun. Like with Andrew Gress would come out and run, Joe Lawrence would come up, Josh thought he even come out the first night of racing. It's good when you have competition like that come out.
And you definitely you did. You had Ollie Ferguson. He came out and run a couple races with you guys. You had the Bully came out and run. Dwayne Baker came out and run a couple races with you guys. Chris House came out and run a couple of times. So it's nice to see this. You said you've got a weekly kind of growth. You're seeing your son as well battle for a championship the same night that you are, and he was right in it to the very end. Winner of the final race of the season, beating Josh Davenport for a total, I believe, of 4 times this year, which no one else has done. That's going to be a great feeling.
Yeah, it was. I was pretty proud of Thomas. He ran a flawless race. The last race, the first race, could have been better. He got a little loose, spun out by himself, but came back to second. But the second race he ran this Saturday night was flawless.
It's got to be one of those things that you're going out there trying to win your own championship, but you also want to cheer on your son as he's going to battle for his championship as well. Obviously, this was a pretty good year for your son, a breakout year. You got to be there for the entire side of it. What's the plan for the rest of the year for you guys? Are you guys going to go out to some playoff races, or have you packed it in for the rest of the year?
No, we're working on the cars. We were just out in the shop there about a half hour ago working on them. We're getting ready to go to Sunset this weekend, and then we'll see how that goes. If everything goes good there, may make the trek down to Flamborough. Not sure yet. Let's get this coming weekend out of the way first.
Now, are we talking both guys? You and Thomas are going to race?
Yep. Yeah,
awesome.
Both of us are going to go.
Awesome. It's good because I always like to be able to get to see Tom Gibbons out at Sunset Speedway, at Flamborough Speedway. That's even better. ACC out of the question, or is that something that maybe could be done?
Not sure yet. Work's pretty busy. It was a pretty hot summer for pouring concrete, so we did get a little bit behind. So we got a busy season in this fall going. So we'll see what we can do. If we can make it work, we definitely like to hit ACC. I have not been there. Probably 2001 was the last time I was at ACC myself, and that was with a Thunder car.
Wow.
And, Thomas has never been racing on the track at Autumn Colors. 2000.
Wow.
And, Autumn Colors.
Oh, I think he's got to do it this year. I mean, Oliver's been out there, and he's done pretty well. So the Gibbons name does pretty good at Peterborough Speedway in 2025. So we will say that. Hopefully we didn't lose Tom. He got froze up there. So
yeah, froze here a bit.
Oh, I think we got you back a little
We're
bit.
back right on.
Yeah,
no, Oliver, he's done quite well at Peterborough this year. That kid's coming into his own too. It's nice to see.
The Gibbons is they're live and well out at Ontario Racing. Who do you want to thank, Tom? Because you weren't able to do this deal without some amazing people that helped you this year.
I have to thank my entire family, like my wife, my 2 daughters, my son, my dad. I got to thank Scott Sled, Scott McTeer, Zach Casemore, even Tony Cavlin and I. We bounce ideas off each other for the car. I got to thank McCall's. It's a McCall chassis. We maintain it and do it here, but if we have any questions, we're always calling Polly or Joe or Mike down there, and they help us out. And then, of course, got to thank all my sponsors: Graham Family Car Quest, Grey Bruce Sod, Soggy Shores Transmission, Gingrich Service Center, Tom Gibbons Concrete Finishing, Foss Construction, Graham Driving School, Image Wraps, the Lighthouse Restaurant, and, of course, Stickers and Scuffs.
He got them all, folks. That's how you do it. It's very impressive. Brad says Tommy's motor is here. I'm waiting golly, apparently. So there you go.
Yeah, they pulled the Junior Late motors out and had them dynoed there, which is nice to see. Love to see tech.
It's important. Extremely.
It is very important.
On a championship night, you've got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Well,
exactly. You have to do it. You have to prove that you're willing to go the extra mile, tech these cars,
yeah.
And then we'll go pick that up tonight, get that back in the car, and get it ready for this coming weekend.
Yeah, it'd be a little hard to race with no motor in it. So, but congratulations, Tom, on all the success this year. I can't wait to see you guys back out at the racetrack, and congratulations. And enjoy that surfboard, man. You got to go to the beach, I guess.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on here, Cam.
Not a problem. That is your 2025 late model champion out at Sauble Speedway, Tom Gibbons. So thank you so much, Tom, for coming on and being a part of the show. It's great to have people come on and get to talk about their big championships. And somebody else out of Sauble Speedway, he's one half, technically, of the championship duo because Wade Thorne is also the champion. He was actually in the car driving for the finale. We want to get him on our first episode of Stickers and Scuffs when we return. But, we were talking at the start of the season. We weren't really sure what was going to happen with BT Racing this year. And then they come out and they just win championships. I mean, it's almost as if the captain prepared it this way. Not too shabby of a season so far, eh, Captain Chris? It's I think we're at 3 championships right now.
Yep. I think that's really all we're eligible for, except for the Cobra Cup hot rod stuff.
Yep.
But
that would be a
aside
title,
from that,
though.
Most of it's pretty well wrapped up.
Yeah, that would be 4 this year. You talked about stepping back a little bit, but that didn't really happen. You guys got out there and you guys got a championship at Sauble Speedway. You did the 6-car deal last year with Wade and Jillian. That worked out pretty good. You guys got yourself a championship this year. How are things looking for the rest of the season, man? This is obviously a huge thing for you. Is this championship number 1 for you at Sauble?
Um, I have they did a Great Lakes Sauble Sunset home and
Mm-hmm.
home series in 2018. So we were fortunate enough to win that series and ended up with, I think, just one feature win up at Sauble, but still a really fun time.
And for yourself, I mean, this place has come from I mean, Brad Holmes has really made some changes because the mini stock deal, they were doing combined fours. They're getting 6 to 8 cars every week. They finished the season as probably their lower count, 14, but a solid field all season long, full-time cars all the way through. You raced up there quite a bit. How did you feel things were going up at Sauble Speedway?
I think Brad and the whole group up there are doing a great job. It's every time we went up there, it was a blast to get out on track and get out racing. I think the biggest hiccup with Sauble, like most years, has just been the weather. Biggest hiccup.
Yeah. I think we've got Chris. It's just I'm getting some interference, unfortunately. Definitely the weather. We were talking about it before. Unfortunately, we're getting some interference on my internet connection, which is what's happened twice now, which is not normally a good indication for how the night is going to go if I'm getting interrupted already. But yeah, unfortunately, it was. You can't really get around that. So, as a racer yourself, would you be looking for more rescheduling of events, or is it kind of hands are tied?
Um, yeah, you're kind of stuck with some of that. It's nice when they do the weekends and specials like that. So it definitely makes you can camp over. They have camping available at the track. We stayed over a few nights, and I know a couple of buddies that got Airbnbs at a few nice cottages and made a weekend of it. So I've always had fun going and doing trips up to the beach like that. So even if you catch a little bit of bad weather, it's still a decent time.
So, what are we looking for next year, Chris? Are you guys going to continue some Sauble racing? Are you going to continue the Delaware, the Oshweekend, kind of all over the place, or do you not really know just yet what the plans will be?
Yeah, it kind of all depends on what schedules look like. Trying not to commit to points so much because we've chased it pretty hard this year, and it kind of makes it a little harder to commit to certain races and travel. And but we definitely want to do a little bit more dirt racing. Uh, Probably going to commit the 228 car to a dirt mini stock package. See if we can't make it more competitive. Um, we kind of talked with Adam Generu that drives the 25 about maybe taking one of his cars out and doing some road racing with it.
All right.
Mac has been trying to hook me up with a go-kart ride to go try some of that stuff. So, looking to do a bunch of racing still, but looking to maybe try and see what else is out there.
It's always exciting that you always kind of are looking to find some new avenues. Obviously, you guys have. You've been chasing. I think it's at least since I've been following the Ontario motorsport scene. There's been a Lawrence chasing a championship somewhere, or a BT car chasing that. So, will you have cars available at the end of the season for purchase, for rent? What's the kind of scope for BT right in terms of vehicle availability?
So I've got one or two that I think are gonna basically would be available. I think I have a few people lined up for those ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the stuff, it's basically just mine and Penny's cars. So we're kind of gonna look to do a little bit of an overhaul, commit my car to a little bit more dirt and some mini stock trim. Um, Basically just do a once over on Penny's car. we've got a nice containment seat we're going to fit up in her other car and kind of get her geared up to do a little bit of traveling for next year, and then we'll go from there, really.
Well, I want to know what's happening with the Misfit machine, because that was one of my favorite cars that you put together this year. For those that don't know, it's the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine kind of mock-up on the what is an HHR, right? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's happening with that car? Is it still around, or is it going elsewhere?
It's currently sitting up in Flamborough.
Okay.
I raced it on Saturday. It's got some transmission slipping issues, so it's not the fastest car to drive right now.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah, it wasn't really. Yeah, it's seen better days. It's definitely seen better days. So, I think as of right now, the plan is to keep it up there, and probably take it out for the Halloween Enduro. I think it'll be a little fitting for that. It's already kind of painted up, so maybe we can actually go for best appearing. Yeah, and then I haven't had the greatest luck with Enduros, so we'll see what's left of the Misfit after that.
Well, it's obviously a really great year for you. Obviously, being part of a championship with Wade, being part of a championship at Grand Bend with yourself in the hot rod, and then of course, in a way, a tied championship as well, which was officially announced today. Justin Culver in the Sad Nuggy Mobile, and Lucas Chapman, who also was a tie to BT Racing. So, just before we wrap up your time, talk about that, because you brought both of those people into your team with open arms, and they both won this championship together.
Yeah, so it was definitely really cool to watch the race. I had it on my phone while we were in Flamborough. But Lucas got into this car. It was a new build to him. I helped put the cage in it, and then they took it from there and built a beautiful looking race car. He's done a great job getting behind the wheel and getting up on it and figuring out. They do a lot of testing. They try their stuff. He's definitely learning it the right way. And then Justin has kind of just come my way, and we've been fortunate enough to have really good success at Delaware. He's running really strong there. He's not a big fan of the traveling, so trying to get him out to other tracks has been like twisting his arm a little bit. But I think with Grand Bend being close to home, it was a good opportunity. So Darren Glavin, my crew chief, car chief guy, he actually started the season out with our Oscar, the Honda, and we ended up selling that car about mid-season, and Justin took over running his car there. So it's a big team effort. I wasn't really rooting one way or the other, because I mean, we do want to not get beat by a 12-year-old driver, but at the same time, he beat us. He was really good, so definitely deserved it for sure. So it was cool to see they came down to a tie at the last race. The tiebreaker came to a tie, and the way the track went about it, I think was pretty cool. I'm happy to share the championship honors with another team the way they've done it. So I think it's just a really neat thing to be a part of. I think it's really cool to look back on how the season for everybody went, and you really come out with there's no winner or loser. We all did it together, so it was fun.
And that's what we want to hear. You want to hear that it was fun. That's the biggest thing. We tend to forget that, and I mean, believe me, as somebody who's involved in a lot of the racing stuff and hears a lot of the talk around it, it's fun being forgotten a lot of the time. So, Chris, congratulations. This is your moment to thank anybody and everybody that made it possible for BT Racing to go out and win a championship up at Sauble Speedway this year.
Yeah, we have a lot of great supporters that help us out. McCall's is a big one for a lot of the big car stuff that I got into. Let me kind of focus on the little cars. Flanscape, Corey's Tire and Auto does a great job for us. Wild's Printing, Auto Fusion Towing. Who else we got on there? Stickers and scuffs, obviously. We've got Blue Collar Performance, Wilson Photography, Georgetown Printing. So many people come together, so I'm definitely going to miss a lot of people that have had hands in on these race cars. So just a big thanks to my family, my friends, wife and brother for all their help, my crew guy, Glavin, and all of our drivers for kind of making the season what it was.
Can't be upset with the championship season, more or less getting 3 in 1 year. Chris, thank you so much for being a part of, obviously, Stickers and Scuffs for the last, I think since our inception, really, about 4 or 5 years now. And you know what? We can't wait to see what you guys are up to next year. And thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me.
That is the captain, Chris Lawrence, coming off of another championship bout at Sauble Speedway. And a big congratulations to him. It is not the easiest thing to go out and win a championship, more or less, to go out and win multiple championships in a season. And, you know, it's always one of those things that we want to make sure that we recognize the amount of effort and time it takes to put as many bone stocks that Chris Lawrence has put out over the last couple of seasons. Approximately, it's been 14 upwards of 14 cars. You know, this year where they took a step back. You know, they'd been doing a rental program for the past couple of years, and I think that definitely wears on the team and the driver and the equipment quite a bit. And we've seen the progression of racers that have been a part of that BT program. You know, it is very noticeable that you go out there and you see names that have raced with BT that go out and win races. And they have done an admirable job building the resumes of the drivers that have been a part of it. You know, you go out and say the BT cars are always a threat whatever track they are racing at. And we've seen it week after week. And, you know, we are really, really excited to see the future for BT Racing, especially if, you know, they said they're going to do some more dirt, they're going to do some more of this, a little bit more of that. I mean, it's all part of it. It is all part of the racing game, and I think people got to commend Chris for the amount of effort and time and money that he, Penny, and the entire Glavin, that the whole operation has put in to getting not just themselves to the racetrack, but other racers as well. A big congrats to all of them for what they do. There's some stories in racing that make you feel special. There's stories in racing each year that you look back and go, wow, this story, it's not just of somebody winning a championship, but it's the story behind how they got there. And modifieds might not be the most sexy division that gets the most love, but I will say that our next guest is somebody who is well deserving of his championship because he's worked and worked and worked for it over years. Years and years and years he's worked for it. And he comes in as officially a champion for 2025. He's coming in so impressive that he's coming in sideways. Wally Wilson
shit.
is
My
here.
bad.
There we go.
That's better.
Yes, Wally Wilson, you are here. And you are the 2025 Modified Champion. One of the guests that was most requested, most looking forward to. Does it feel real yet that you are the champion?
No,
No,
definitely not. Not even close.
I mean, we talked when you got the first win, and, it didn't seem like maybe that had sunk in then. It's now, I think you're at 4 wins now, I believe.
I think five.
4 this year, though. Am I right on that? Maybe it's 3 this year?
Three this year.
3 this year,
Yeah.
5 total, and a championship. And you're not out of another championship right now. You still have the opportunity to win the Delaware Championship. That it might be a little harder to do come Friday, and same with Oscar. That's a little bit harder to achieve. But you went out there and you beat, and I'm not going to underestimate or understatement this, one of the greatest racers in Ontario history in Amanda Connolly / Balson. Like, she has been quite possibly one of the greater champions that we've seen, especially with how she had to win last year's Hot Rod Championship. You had to go out there and do it, and it almost didn't happen because you did spin and gave every one of your fans a major heart attack, but you were able to get back out there and ultimately crown yourself the champion this year after the hard work. You've been working at this thing for a long time. How does this feel, buddy?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Never thought it would happen.
Never thought it would happen, eh? And I remember when we had you on SNS and you talked about just getting a win.
Yep.
Just getting a win. And you've got 3, and you've got a championship in 1 season. The difference being Sunset has been kind of the year for you. You have been dominant there. It's been a little bit more of a struggle on the Oscar and the Delaware side. Do you know what the reasoning is for that? You just have the setup, or you drive or know Sunset a little bit better?
Honestly, I think just I'm so comfortable with Sunset. Like, it just one day it just clicked, and I haven't looked back, and I want to say I have the setup dialed, but I've been trying things, and it just seems to work.
Now, I don't want to make Kelly Balson's life more difficult, but is this the Kelly Balson modified that beat his wife?
It is in fact the car that I stole from Kelly Balson, and it did in fact beat his wife.
So now you're always going to be able to own that against Kelly, eh?
Yeah, he came up to me afterwards and he says, "You owe me half the payout." And I was like, "For what?" He's like, "You stole my car. You owe me some kind of compensation."
We've got Colton Everingham, 3 wins, not more than me. There you go. Ben Stutz says, "Love watching Wally, and he's such a good guy. I'm so happy he won the championship." Sierra, right before we got in the car, I said, "Please don't stress me out," and then he goes out there and spins. Yeah, that Sierra, I'm right there with you. It was a little stressful to go out and have that, but you've got to be excited, man, because the fields in the modified division, especially at Sunset, and we really don't know what's happening next year. We have there's a belief that maybe it won't be back. There's a belief that maybe it could be back. We really just don't know. But for yourself, you've got to be encouraged seeing these fields that have grown in size, especially at Sunset, where there was 5 cars 2 years ago. I believe you guys had 11 or close to.
I think on Saturday, I think we had like 11 or 12, and then I don't know. This field's been growing, like, honestly, every week. Like, you have new guys showing up and guys that just want to come have fun, and honestly, probably one of the most competitive fields out there. Like, everywhere we go, we have a competitive field, but like, just everybody that comes to Sunset is so good at Sunset. It's hard to keep up.
And it really didn't. We weren't sure kind of what this field was going to look like, because at the start of the season, it was you, Amanda, and AJ Ems in the top 3 every week, and then like AJ, they went out and they had a kid. So that does take a little bit more time, and obviously you want to have your focus there. So then it was you and Amanda. And it was looking all like it was going to be you. And then all of a sudden, Amanda Balson comes out and she wins her feature. And then she's right in there. She's 17 points away from you. You go out and you spin. Mentally, where are you feeling after that spin happens?
Right before that spin, I was putting the wall, and that was, I didn't know what to expect after that. And then I was 3 wide, and spotter said 3 wide, and I was hoping they were going to lift, and they didn't lift. And honestly, it was on me. And looking back, I probably should have just let it go and just carried on. But I mean, he put on a show, I guess. I came to the field pretty good, so can't complain too much.
I think when we can look back on this, Wally, is I just remember when I started following the Canadian racing scene back in 2019. I was really only following NASCAR Canada before we started all this podcasting stuff. And you were in that modified race at Chicasa in 2019. And I remember you because you were the 69 car. You and it was you running at the back with Gary Elliott, Brian Batty, and who was the other guy that was right back there with you? I'm not sure who it was. Jace Cornell, that's who it was, the 56 car. And Kelly had given the car to JR for the night, and they flew by you guys so often, and now you're a champion. Like, to see the progression, you've had some people that have been very loyal to you this whole time. Can you mention some of those people that have helped you out? Because they obviously helped you get to this point.
There's honestly just a long list of people, but there's two that kind of really, like, 2 or 3 that stand out really big. I say probably Colton Everingham probably been the biggest, because if I didn't do good,
no pun intended. No pun intended. The biggest help.
Yep. Tyler Hawn's been a huge help. Like, ever since we even got in the mod, even in the midgets, he was a huge help. He's been there since pretty well I started on the ovals and stuff. And then honestly, Carson, like, behind the scenes, Carson Nagy's like, every week that I'm doing something good, he's let me know. And if I do something wrong, he also lets me know. And me and him have a good relationship. We can go back and forth and kind of mess with each other and have fun. But I mean, that's just the way it is.
Colton was asking if that was when he lapped you and waved, and I believe yes, that was indeed the race, Colton.
He did in fact wave.
Yeah.
Common. I waved it. I waved at him at Peterborough when I lapped him. So maybe
there you go.
But he was in the pits, so it doesn't really count.
Are we planning to see championship Wally after? Because we know that the schedule's changed a little bit now. Oscar is not going to be having their championship at ACC anymore. It's at Delaware. So are we going to see you at ACC, or are you going to be like, when the season's done, you're done?
I'll be there. Let's be honest. I can't even try and play it off that we're not going to be there. We'll be there. We'll be there for Crossoverfest at Flamborough. We'll be there for Colors. But
will we see a Wally Wilson Racing crew of modifieds out there, or just the one car?
We haven't really decided. We've talked about it. We talked about bringing the Pro Late out this weekend, and then obviously we got some damage this past weekend with getting put in the wall and spinning. And yeah, I just ran out of time to get the Pro Late ready, but we might have a modified or two. We'll see. I'm
just saying, Sierra's been waiting, right? Sierra's been waiting to get in there. Colton's been waiting to get in there as well. I know Sierra says to put her in. So, honestly, though, you've said it before, and you said it when you were on our podcast for the very first time. Modifieds deserve that love, and you guys have been putting on some good races. Delaware, like, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. It's been a little difficult for some of those races. They get spread out pretty easily. Oscar, it's been kind of hit and miss. But Sunset, it felt like you guys really kind of had some really good competitive divisions. You've got some newer names that come in there from the OMRS series. Got some guys that are switching up cars. I do want to give a condolence out to a longtime competitor in the modifieds, Tyler Liscombe. He had a family loss this week. So I just want to put that out there, and that we're thinking of him. But for yourself, like you talked about it before, why should people come and be a part of the modified division, Wally?
Honestly, like they're so fun to drive. They're just so different, and for the most part, like everyone's fairly clean because like you can't really hit each other because it costs you more than it costs the other guys. So it's just a great group of guys. We're all usually pretty well. Everyone helps each other out constantly. Like it's just fun to race with.
I mean, it's definitely going to be something that I want to continue following. I really hope that we get to see more because you and I have talked. I love my modifieds, and Chris Koulos at Delaware Speedway did the worst possible thing, which is sending me clips of when the Whelen Modifieds raced Delaware. And now I'm determined that we need to get them back because that's what I want to see. I want to see Wally Wilson, Amanda Balson in the Whelen Modified tour event. That's what I want to see. That's going to be the shit. That would be fun. Buddy, you've got a lot of great supporters that have been with you for a long time on the race car, people in the pits. Shout those partners out, man, because they're with you for a championship.
The Fireplace and Patio Shop, HaveOne.com, Epic Racewear, Fastenal of Orangeville, or not Orangeville, Oshawa.
Wade's going to fire you for that.
Yeah, Wade's going to fire me for that one. We got Napoleon, the Drunken Duck, White Motorsports has been a big help for the last couple of years. I want to say that's it. Driven Racing Oil. I'm definitely forgetting. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but
it was a pretty obvious one.
Oh, stickers and scuffs, of course. You know, you can't not have stickers and
Out
scuffs.
of here. Get out of here. Not even a thank you to Sierra either. Sierra, you got to take his ride. Take his ride, Sierra.
You'd probably do better.
Wally, all the best, buddy. Congratulations. Hopefully you can wrap up this season with an ACC trophy. That would be a great way to end it, eh?
That's the goal. You know Peterborough. I love Peterborough.
We love it, and we love you, Wally. Congratulations, buddy. Best of luck for the rest of the year, and can't wait to see what else is in store for you.
Thank you.
That is our good friend Wally Wilson, your 2025 Modified Champion. And coming straight off of the Modified Champion, we go to somebody was on the show last week. We were talking about potentially being able to win the Superstock Championship. And he did it. He come out and did it, and it did have to be a flawless weekend and a flawless day. And Colton, it was almost perfect. Just a move by a racer in second place towards the end of that race. We'll forget that point because you went out, you got the heat, you went out, you led most laps, you finished second, you got a championship first time since 2018. How does that feel, buddy? You're a champion once again.
Yeah, no, it feels really good. You know, we worked our tails off all year to get it done, and it sucks with the car count that's there, but I mean, like the 8 of them are like the top tier guys across the province. So I'm gonna wear this one pretty high. You know, we had Bailey Jacobs, Johnny Morrison, you know, Jacob Booth. The guy's been on a roll the last 3 or 4 races now, and they've really found something with that car because that thing is a bullet.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just it's such a really cool experience to be able to race with these guys all the time, and you know, like we have had some differences, you know, all of us and stuff, but you know, I'm so glad that we've all kind of for the most part got along and supported each other along the way. It's
truly one of the best things about racing is that one year a division could look really kind of junky, and then the next year, like this year, not saying that it was Superstocks was a joke or anything like that, nothing of that sort, but some years the races aren't as good. This year, you guys put on every week you guys are putting on banger races, and you got to go out, you race not just Sunset, you go and you would race Dayco Superstocks. You'd also race Flambros, Steel City Superstocks. You're getting a good judge of everything. You know, the class has had some tough times. There's no debating that. But you've got to feel rewarded when you're going out there. And like you said, you're competing against guys who truly are showing that they are the best talent in the province in these cars.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, Bailey and I, we've been kind of after Miles blew up, we've been kind of the two guys that were at the top of the charts pretty much all the time. And Johnny Morrison struggled for half the year, and same with Jacob Booth. And it's kind of a good thing that Jacob struggled, at the start of the year for us, because I don't think any of us would have been even close to winning it, because that guy's been lights out fast the last 4 races. And it's just I really enjoy racing with everybody. Bailey and I, we've raced really hard, very respectfully, even though he was one of my toughest competitors. The one race, he got into it with another driver and blew a right front tire, and the only person in the pits that would change the tire and ended up putting my registered race tire on the car was my dad. So, we don't want to win that way. We don't want to win any other way than just flat out beating them and putting in the work and stuff. And that's what we were able to do this year. So it's really cool to be able to do that, because I know, Bailey, Johnny, Paul Pepper, Connor Maltese, Cole Burrows really turned it around. Jacob Booth, all the guys that we race with every single weekend, they really put a lot of pressure on you to be good every weekend. And it's just such a remarkable feeling to be able to come out on top.
And for yourself, you went from a period where you had a blank race car to you've got Stewart's on there, you've got Kubota, you've got Abrams on there. Amanda came on board this year. You had obviously Ashley with Lakeside Mobile Tire coming on board. You had a really good group of people come in and join you and kind of boost you back up. And I have a very serious question. Are you ever letting this car go again? Because clearly you like it.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's not really feasible these days to try to move up and stuff, and you definitely can't get what they're worth. These are $100,000 plus race cars, and to build them in this day and age right now with the inflation and everything. So I'm definitely gonna keep it for a while. That's kind of the plan, and I just I'm so grateful to be able to do this all the time, and so blessed, and I just got to keep going, man.
You got to be out there winning your championship, and then you got to see your good buddy Wally Wilson win his. The one thing when we started this deal, we started Stickers and Scuffs back in 2020, but 2 of the first people we met in racing were you and Wally, and you guys were, brothers, really.
Yeah.
And you got to witness him win his first championship. How did that feel? Because I can imagine what it would feel like seeing your buddy who, he struggled for many years, and he's gone out there. He would get kind of shit from everybody for how he ran, and then he goes out there and he wins a championship.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I think I was probably Wally's worst critique.
Yep.
I was busting his balls, every single time we raced together, and when I got the opportunity to race modified for their team, and we went out there and beat him pretty well every single time, and it was so fun, and it was even more fun because I got to make fun of him about it, and I want to take some credit. My hard critiquing is what got Wally where he was, but it was due time. His dad has put a lot of time and effort and money into this program, and it took Wally a long time to realize that, and realize that he's pretty fortunate to be able to do what he does, and it was a really big turning point when he went to WMI to help them out. When he won his first race last year, I'll never ever forget it to the day I die. I was at Sauble Speedway spotting for Ray, and Kyle Edgar was standing behind me, and he said, "Did Wally just win a feature?" I'm like, "No way." And then I went on Facebook while we were sitting there under the halfway break, and I'm like, oh, he won a heat race. That's cool. And then I like looked at the trophy. And I'm like, holy crap! Like, he actually won a feature. And no, it's really cool. It's really cool to see how much he's progressed. He listens to a lot of people. But he's not doing a lot of the, oh well, 40 people told me to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way, and you know, and that's all there is to it. He kind of takes it in it like a sponge, and it's really remarkable seeing how far he has come. You know, I'm not sitting here tooting his horn or anything, but it's I went up. I know there's been some races that he's struggled at, and he gets, you know, he had really high expectations at Peterborough this year, and I just said to him, I said, Wally, you know, 2 years ago, you're the one getting lapped. You're the one that was, you know, not even a force to be reckoned with the top 5, top 10 barely. And now you're doing the lapping, and now you're, you know, running up front all the time. And he's got to get better at Delaware. He's still got to stop lifting so much. It's not the motor. He tells his dad he needs a built motor. But, you know, it's really cool to see how much he's progressed after watching him race as long as I have watched him race, and from the first time with that Spicer modified, the blue modified that he had, and he was atrocious, and but no, it's really cool, and that's just hard work, dedication. You know, Nate Spinks and stuff taught him a lot of stuff that he knows, and just, you know, his dad didn't give up on him, his mom didn't give up on him, and neither did his marketing partners and stuff. So it's really cool to see how far he's come as a driver, as a person himself, and I'm pretty excited to see how far this can go with him.
You know, when we say the same thing about yourself, actually, Steph Wilson says, Colton, should I give you better equipment than Wally? So, yeah, you know,
yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
So, and then Carolyn says, no, you can't sell that car again. So that's definitely true. Obviously, you know, we're really excited about you being able to take home a championship. I know Ashley was in there live streaming and losing her mind seeing you be able to pull that off. And we know you've got some great people that have helped you out. This is your time, of course. Every time we wrap up a segment, you get to talk about the people that helped you out. So shout out those partners and thank them for your championship season, buddy.
First and foremost, when you get put in the spotlight, especially after a long stressful year and long stressful time, and it's not a really good excuse. I've forgotten a couple people in the championship speech that's going to get released later by sunset. You know, my girlfriend Dana, she's been a big support. She's dealt with a lot of stress from me, and you know, on Saturday I probably wasn't 100% myself, and she was there supporting me, and Ryan's Landscape, and Ryan's been on my car since the start, and you know, again, I really feel bad for missing them in the spotlight. It's one of those things that I didn't think was going to happen, and I was just, you know, after the day of how much stress I had on myself, I made a mistake and I forgot to mention them. But Bram's Real Estate, they jumped on board this year, and it's been a really cool partnership. I've known Amanda for a long time, and she's always been rooting in my corner, and finally we were, you know, able to work out something to get on my race car. Ashley, Scott, and Matt from Lakeside Mobile Tire. It's absolutely astronomical, and on the support that they give me week in, week out. It came literally from a Facebook post. Never met them in my life, and she messaged me on Facebook saying that she would help me out last year, and the partnership has been just amazing. You know, Scott comes on Saturdays when they're not racing themselves, and Matt as well when he's not busy doing work stuff, and they've been, you know, thrashing on the car. Ashley's, you know, selling some cancer ribbons for me for breast cancer so we can get some donations made up, and they've just been a remarkable partnership. Guns Automotive, my buddy Jesse, he's been a huge supporter of me for years. You know, I grew up with him, same age as me. It's really cool to see how far his business and his you know, his professionalism off of what we used to grow up with. At Semple Solutions, Strike Energy Systems, Academy Construction, Stewart's Equipment, Kubota, Homeland Auto Service, JDC Motorsports, the McGrath family, Stickers and Scuffs podcast. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
Did you get guns?
I got guns. My buddy Jesse, Solution. My mom, my dad. My dad's busting his ass off with me, 50 hours a week. Every single week we're just coming from working on the car after I almost blew it on Saturday, climbing up on top of Jacob Booth's roof with the car. But Streamline Race Products, they've really put a lot of faith in me in carrying their brand of a race car, and we've had such a great partnership over the years, and I'm super thankful for that. Holdaway Motorsports, Taylor Holdaway's just been amazing. He's taught me so much knowledge and stuff about racing itself and the marketing aspect of it, and what you need to do and what you can't do, and kind of keeping your comments close to yourself. I got Sunset Speedway, all the staff there, they don't know what's happening. As far as all we do know is that Brian and Sandra are retiring, and they've given us a place to race for years. For me, it's been, I think, 13 or 14 years now, and I'm forever thankful to Matt, Brian, Sandra, Amanda. I'm forgetting their kid's name. Jonathan. I can't believe I forgot Jonathan's name. They've really been there for all of us and supported all of us to let us keep doing what we love to do.
Well, obviously, we're a huge supporter of you, buddy, and I'm just happy it worked out in your favor, and it's nice to see it happen, man. There's a lot of good that can come in racing, a lot of stressful times, and now it's over, and now to go win a couple more races to end the year, my friend. But thank you so much for coming on, Colton, and for bailing us out when guests don't show up. That always helps.
Also, too, I can't forget to thank imagewraps.ca for the awesome wraps all year, and helping me out big time with this breast cancer awareness scheme.
Absolutely. That is 2025 Sunset Speedway Superstock champion Colton Everingham. Thank you so much, buddy, for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me.
All righty, so we're running a little bit late, so we're going to bring in Steve O right away. Steve Oakes, who joins me as kind of the surprise champion in the bone stock. Surprised you, surprised everybody. Kind of got a little bit chaotic at the end there, but we talked a lot, and you were happy with just trying to get top 5 finish, and you're a champion now.
I'm real.
Doesn't feel normal, does it?
No, it didn't like set in until really today. Like, yeah, it's hard to believe, honestly. Like, I still can't really believe it. It feels like a dream.
I mean, it's not for a lack of effort, though. You guys really worked on this program this year. I remember you talking with us on that when you made your podcast appearance earlier this year, that you were really working with Greg Duncan. You guys were working on the setup. You were working on getting a new car, and you did that. Yeah. You kind of did a championship with 2 different cars. It does come after unfortunate troubles for the points leader, who was in the lead. And did we find out what actually happened? If it was just something that broke on the car, or he just lost a wheel, or?
Yeah, the wheel hub exploded.
Unfortunately for Calvin Reeser, that's what happened.
Or else he would have wrapped it up.
He was pretty set on that, and then Austin Jeanette goes in, and we think has won, and that's not unfortunately what happened. So then we find out later on that it's you that takes home the championship, and consistency means something. And you guys had a very consistent year, and you didn't do it by yourself this year. You were not the only 53 car out there. Remember you talking to, you really wanted your brother to come out and race, and he was there. He got to see you do this. He got to see you win the championship. How does it feel to be there with your brother on the racetrack?
Oh, my brother deserves all the credit in the world. I wrote on my thank you speech that we both won this championship, because I couldn't have done it without him. He like, even like the day of that race, he got up early. He had to go get both our cars from Greg's house, load them up. He brought them both to the track, unloaded them before I even got there, just so I wouldn't be stressed out trying to get the car ready. And yeah, just every week he's always just supported me, we have no sponsors, so he's funded so much of his own money for tires, parts, and like it wouldn't have happened without Jeff. So Jeff deserves half of this championship for sure.
And you guys went out and you made a big investment. You gambled, and it paid off. I mean, we talked about that you weren't sure about it. You said that this is a big move to go out and get a second car. Yeah. And Old Reliable saved you in the end. I mean, you came back and ran the Tide car a couple times, and the SDP colors, man, you literally gone out there and literally pulled off a Richard Petty move by getting yourself a championship. And obviously you guys are real tight. You're tight with all those bone stock racers, and I wonder how you were feeling throughout this whole process, because it's kind of an awkward celebration, but also you're happy, but you're also not sure how to feel. But it's now official. It's been posted. You are the champion. Have you got the trophy?
No, I'm told that you get the trophy at the banquet.
Okay, perfect.
I think they got to put your name on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no trophy yet. The night it was hard to like celebrate because Austin's my buddy and he lost from a technicality. Yeah. So it was hard to, and I didn't even find it. It was so late by the time I found out. It was dark. Everyone was packed up. So it was bittersweet because I knew Calvin probably should have won it had he not have that hub broke.
Yeah.
And then Austin should have, he was next in line. He was fast all year. I didn't win. You're a stats guy. Am I the only driver in history to win a championship and have 0 heat wins?
I'm glad that you asked that question, because I did actually inquire about it, and Ashley McCubbin, the great Ashley McCubbin, who's more of a statistician than I am, did confirm Cash Ironton did not actually win a feature when he won the championship.
He had heat races. He had a heat race win, though.
You had a heat race win.
I got DQ'd from it.
Oh no, I didn't know about that. So I don't know.
Too late.
I don't know about that. Then that we might have to go back and find out, because they don't keep track of the heat races on the website. So I might have to ask our next guest, Brendan Doherty, about that, because he might actually know that answer. So
it's not something I want to brag about.
maybe not. But we all know that Steve Oakes does tattoos. So when's the championship tattoo going on?
Oh shit! I didn't even think of that. I definitely want to. Well, I have the old one here.
Yeah.
The old paint job. So I want to do the Tide one and possibly the STP one also. So I think maybe I'll do it the same day that you and Graydon come for yours.
Oh, that didn't work out, so I'm off the hook now. We didn't get that many subscribers, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I should have made the deal. If I win the championship, you have to do the tattoo.
Yeah, well, then I definitely would have signed up then, right? Because we didn't expect it. What's the plan? What's the plan for the rest of the year, buddy? Are you done, or are you going to go do some playoff races?
No, we're going to do this Friday. We're going to do the first timers.
Okay.
And possibly the ringer if I can get a car.
Okay.
And then Sunday I'm going to do 2-speed, and then that'll be my last race of the season.
Okay. Well, what's the plan then for next year? Again, I think we've talked off the air, but for those that, if Sunset's not back, you will probably try and find a new track to race. You're not done by any means, right?
No, not done. Love this too much. If Sunset doesn't happen, then we're going to go to Peterborough.
I'm just saying, love it. Calvin says, oh, here we go. Calvin says, bring the tattoo gun to Peterborough. I'll get your number tatted.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be super sanitary tattooing in the pits with all the dirt going everywhere and everything. But he can come by the shop, and I'm happy to do it.
You need to pull like a jackass and get it while he's driving the car.
Put me in the back of someone's car, and I'll do it in the back of someone's car.
All right, well, Steve, you are the champion. We got to get moving because I'm running behind. So only us for overbooking the show, but oh well.
No worries. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
Thank you so much. Steve Oakes, 2025 Bone Stock Champion at Sunset Speedway. All right, we're going to go straight on to our show as we bring on the man at Sunset Speedway, who is here to talk all about what is going to be a very exciting, hopefully not at conclusion forever, but with conclusion this year. The Last Dance. He's been pushing this for, it's been a whole season really, but the last couple of weeks, it's been a lot.
It's been a lot of work, a lot. I was trying to take a night to relax. That didn't happen. I got home at 5, had dinner, sat down on the laptop. It was supposed to be for a few minutes, and the next thing I knew, it was like 7:15, in which then I left to head up to the Speedway to meet up with Spencer and do go-overs and stuff there. So it's and I don't think the week's over yet. The week is for sure not over yet. So
no, it's definitely not. But you guys are obviously going to go. You're making this Last Dance as big for a reason because we don't know. We really don't know what the situation is going to be. We know that you guys are putting in this effort to make it, if it is the best damn show that racing has had, and you're bringing back something that speedways need to bring back. Freaking programs, buddy. You're bringing back a physical program. He's got it.
It's not really working with it. There we go.
He's got it.
First draft. It exists. It's real. It's in my hands.
Wow.
There's been edits and additions done to it. I literally sent our guy tonight. All I need to do to get updated, and there's probably a few more, but Spencer actually picked it up today from his guy, from our guy, our printer there. So I met up with him tonight. He's like, I got one for you to look at, and it feels really cool to hold it. Like that's all my work and effort right there. I mean, I can't say all my work and effort. There's people. Our graphics and printing guy did a lot of it, prettied it up. But it's been a lot of work. Because it's vastly different inside than what you've seen on social media. What I'm using there, they're two different things. So what I would have to do is take the spreadsheet, go to Canva, make my online graphics, because I'm not just going to post a copy of a spreadsheet on our Facebook. That is not how we operate. We do things. The bar's up here.
Yep.
So that is what we did. Made it pretty, put it online, and so I'm excited. I got some more drafts, but 300 of them. Well, only 300. All the bosses approved me to print. So by the time I get my hands on my version, 295 will be available to the public.
Yeah. Do we know what they're going for?
I believe $5 reduce. $5 is what I was told by the boss lady.
Okay, so $5 get your program. Again, this is what we used to have every week in racing. There used to be programs.
This is what takes up the entirety of my bookshelf in my living room. From 68, there's some intermittent years, but through the 80s, 90s, and up till they stopped in 03. Generally organized by points. So as you move through, like I took like a sick day where I wasn't feeling well, and that was why I spent my day on the couch watching TV, organizing programs. So.
Sounds like fun. Calvin Reeser.
Yeah.
Calvin Reeser brings up a. Obviously, announcers are known for legendary calls. We've got all sorts of them, and he says I might have to stop listening to Brendan's voice. It's still in his head. With Reeser's rear has fallen off. That was pretty good call.
I mean, it was absolutely wild to see. Just all of a sudden, like that car snap around, and like I seen the wheel, and I'm like, that's the wheel's off the car. Like I didn't think, and I'm like, I know, I've been around this long enough. Like it just at that point, it's not like the lug nuts were loose or anything, and the wheel just like something broke. There was no putting it back together, unfortunately.
No, it hurts. But what doesn't hurt is this weekend that's coming up, because you guys have got 3 days chock full of racing. Obviously, I'm excited to be there. I can't make, unfortunately, the Saturday, Sunday due to family commitments. But Friday, you guys are bringing in the street stocks from Varney. And this happened. Social media, how did you guys do this?
So when we posted Last Dance, I think it was Jake Party from Barney. He's like, hey, man, like, literally just commented. He's like, how do we get on the card? And I literally got on the phone to Brian Standard and said, like, how do we do this? I'm like, I don't know. What do you think? And I'm like, well, they bring 8 cars, like, a minimum 8. Like, you get me 8 signed up, like, great. Like, we'll go with that. We'll figure something out. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, it's just But the Friday night's always like one of those, and then it's there. You know, it has. Hopefully this year the pace was there for it. It's
It was
every year we sit down and we go. Every year we sit down and go. Do we really do the Friday night again? We'll do the Friday night again. It's you know. Sanders like, oh, I don't think we should do it. And Bryce's like, oh no, we got to do it. We got to do Friday nights, and then we keep doing it. So, so I was like, so Jake's like, he's like, okay, I've got 8 committed, and then like I've got 4 that are like maybes, and then we open up registration, and then it's like, I'm at like 14, I'm at 15. I think tonight I got my 19th registration.
Holy hell!
So it's absolutely wild. So yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely excited that those guys have gone to work. And sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna consult the program because it's here. So I'm gonna give a shout out Andrew Clark, Jake Hardy, obviously for doing this. Effie Boss, Luke Boss, Mark King, and Sean Guessinghouse. Those 6 drivers, so they were the first ones to register. They sent in their $120 each before Tyler Strike and Strike Energy System stepped up to cover that. But they were like, we don't want a refund. Put that into the purse. So those 6 drivers stepped up, put the money into the purse. J.J. McClellan and Sons, Plumbing and Heating, they stepped up. They've sponsored a hard charger, $100 each to each feature to the driver that passes the most amount of cars. And then from there, Nick Clark Automotive, I think he has done the trophies for the hard charger, which I got the draft of today. They are incredible. I was told I'm not allowed to share them yet.
Okay.
The car's a little close to the chest, but when you see these things, oh my God. Like, I thought we did some great trophies in Sunset this year. These things, just wow.
They're not the only thing that's the attraction on Friday, Brendan. You were racing, and I'm not going to, put it all on you, but you're racing with Sam Moore.
I'm excited.
How long has it been? How long has it been, Brendan?
I last ran 1 feature, I think 2008. I filled in one night for Marshall Pender in a Mazda 323, I think it was, something like that. And that was it. That was the last time I did it. The last time I dropped in, it was like I'd already sold my stuff at that point, and it was just kind of hanging out. And I did the responsible thing. It was like I got to focus on life and get a street car and do all these things and move out and. Then kids, then life, and so I had the itch. I got offered to ride last year, and that has made like the changes in my life. You know what? I think I can do it. I think I'm probably better shape now than I was 20 years ago. I reached out to Phil Gibbons, and I feel like he had this all geared up. I think he had a lot to do with it. Matt Young's put the car up for me, and that's absolutely incredible. A stout piece there, and obviously, like, he's able to use that car to take home the only Force traveling belt at Flamborough. So I know the car's good. We'll see where I'm at. So only left I've got is taking my kids around to the Equinox the odd time when they're farting around on a Sunday afternoon or something. So we'll see what it's at. But I'm excited. Just the list of people I get to race against, and even. I was only going to do the ringer, and then Phil's like, no, like the car's yours all night. Like, I'm hauling it up for Matt. Like I'm bringing it. There's nobody else going in for the first timers. There's no other plans for it. Like it's yours for the night. And I'm like, oh, so I messaged Spencer. I'm like, do I qualify as a first timer? He's like, yeah, you do. I'm like, all right, good. I'm going to do that, and then because I know the ringer, I got no shot at it. But the ringer's just, you know what? I'm going to check the list and race against so many guys that. Have won crown jewels through races I've got to call, and that is just so cool to me. And like Todd Davenport's on the list. Something like, I got photos at home, like, as a teenager watching Todd come down with the big green machine, the old Monte Carlo and roll around Sunset. So, to check off that bucket list, that's something really cool I get to do. And I'm so appreciative. The moment to put up safety equipment, I've got other people that have offered me stuff. I've got Paul Maltese today. Like, if you need anything, you need crew, you need, we're there, man. Like, you just let us know. And I'm just so appreciative of the community, just that they come together for me. And I just, don't know why I deserve it, but I appreciate everybody. And honestly, this is for my kids. Like, my kids, I raced before they were born. To them, it's pictures. I got one spot in the house that I've got a couple of my trophies that I've held on to and some pictures. So it's just something they see and it's just talk. It's just words of a time before them. And, you know, my oldest Chase, he's been crewing for Tom Walters and Herb this year and last year, and you know, he can go down torquey wheels and help set air pressures. And you know, my youngest rider, he was a little nervous, but he's fine now. And I'm just excited to do it for the kids and just have that, make that memory with them, and just have something like the three of us to get to share for the rest of our lives. So.
I don't even know
anyways,
how else we could wrap
me.
it up, buddy.
Yeah, but enough about me. But I mean, like we got a full weekend of racing. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, like the entry lists are absolutely full. I think I'm 40 bone stocks now. We're almost 30 mini stocks, pushing the teams on everything else.
Yeah.
Like it's high teens on everything else. Like it's absolutely incredible. We added the first timers for the junior lates, and I mean, which was absolutely awesome to see. I mean, we with Sobel beating the conflict on the weekend. I mean, we love Josh Davenport, but I mean that kid's just so good.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had an absolute incredible 4-way battle this past weekend, and I'm happy. Like we signed up for our first timers again. We're gonna do it Friday night. Put another first time winner in the junior late models, and let some of those other kids have that moment. And it's really cool to do that. And just the whole weekend's going to be great. We got lots of racing to happen, and it's one big party. Campings look like it's going to be absolutely full. The campground, everyone's coming. Brian's got bands, jukebox on Friday night, Charlotte and the Dirty Cowboys Saturday. It's just one big party for the whole weekend.
If there wasn't more proof that people want this speedway to stick around, this is it, right? So, but it's also obviously a big congratulations to you guys for all of your efforts over the years, and especially putting this together. This is not a small feat, man. This is a ton of work.
Yeah, again, like I said, like I was expecting a night off, and it didn't happen. It keeps the goalpost keeps moving every time. Oh, I'm done. Oh wait, I got this. You know, and it's like we got to do this or we got to do that. Like Spencer's at the track. He's working with West from BWR. They're down there doing trophies right now. Like they, you know, and they'll be back there Wednesday night doing trophies. Like they are. I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 trophies they were putting together for this weekend for like podiums. Like we just posted the Big Three mini stock trophy. Like, you know, we had a whole garage full of trophies donated to us by Chris Morrow when we cleaned up Bob's shop, and we're putting them to good use, cleaning them up, recycling them, getting new decor for them, and making them relevant again. And you know, people are going to be excited. They're winning some cool trophies this weekend.
Well, definitely we'll be out there. We'll be excited to be a part of it. Brendan Doherty, thank you so much once again for joining me, and we'll see you on. I'll see you on Friday.
We'll see you Friday, man. Have a good one.
That is Brendan Doherty, and we'll bring in our hot rod champion for 2025. He's getting used to this championship thing because he's been doing it for quite a few years, and he's gone out and done it again. Tyler Hawn, you are once again a hot rod champion, but for the first time at Sunset Speedway. How does that feel, buddy?
Feels pretty good, man. You know, it's still kind of surreal. Haven't really been able to relax and take it all in because we're prepping for the dirt races coming weekend. So, but you know, it's been I don't know, man. Like it's just I'm super excited, super pumped up for it. You know, we've been trying for this for a couple of years and just schedules never matched up.
Mm-hmm.
We're just super happy about it.
And you know what? You kind of went in there with the competition wasn't able to make it out. Unfortunately, apparently you had a part that wasn't able to get in time. And you know, hot rod racing is definitely entertaining. It's been fun, and it's gotten a lot more competitive this year. You've really had to work for these championships. I mean, the Oscar championship is not by any means secure. You've got Rob Bromley coming straight after. You got Steve Book, you got Thomas Wunsch, and Brian Wilson all right with you. You've been a part of this ever-changing division for years. It's got to be rewarding that you were able to come into a class that was, again, probably right up there with Oscar in terms of competition. Last year, it was Amanda and Tom right down to the very end. You put a really good whooping on the field this year in that 2 car, man. Was there some change because you went back to the Beaumont this year and it looked like maybe that was the magic touch?
It's just usually like a lot of other fellow racers will tell you, you know, you change something big and it never works out, you know. So I've always loved the look of the Monte Carlos.
Yeah.
And like, you know what? Let's change it up for last year. Go with the Monte Carlo, put our touch on it, and we just didn't have the luck, man. And I'm like, you know what? For this year, I'm like, let's go back to the Beaumont. You know, we had a lot of good luck there and all that stuff. So we want to do that, and we want to do that, and it worked out good for us, man. Like everything kind of, all our ducks went in a row, and we just had a blast.
Well, I don't know if you were listening to the show earlier, but we actually had your name brought up by one of the other champions. Wally Wilson mentioned that you are actually one of the names that he had said was really helpful for him, and since he got into racing, to help him. How does it feel knowing that you've helped this guy who just went out and has come from the back, and there's no debating it. He came from the back, and he won his championship at Sunset, just like we talked with Colton. You were there to see it as well.
Well, since day one, you know, like we wanted to. I've always thought very highly of Wally and his whole family, and they're great people. I like to surround myself with great people, you know, and just being able to give him a hand and keep him pumped up and all that stuff, and just give him some driving tips and just confidence tips, and it all helps, man. Like, you know, there's a lot of people out there that come around and will help everybody out, and you got to take it all in. And I'm super pumped to see what he's done, man. Like, it's like I'm more excited about that than my own championship.
I figured you would say that, and especially you've also got little brother he's potentially winning the Can-Am championship as well. He's got a really solid lead there. The Hawns, we've talked about it. You guys kind of been in this deal for a while. It's championship number 6 for you in the hot rods. I said you're one away from being an Earnhardt, Petty, and Johnson with number 7 in the hot rods. Is it still going to be something that you're going to look forward to for next year? Stick around with the hot rod chassis, stick around with the hot rod class, continuing with the Beaumont?
I'm not sure what's in store for next year.
Okay.
Last few years, racing 21 nights a year, it's been pretty tough, you know, like on like my personal life and all that. Like, all I do is work on the race car, right? So
yep.
I think if we can secure the second championship this year, I think I might step back next year and possibly get my brother in the car. You know, we've had some talks, but nothing official yet. We'll just have to see a few weeks go, and then you know, like Daniel shows like incredible talent when he hops in the super stock, and we know how he is in the open wheel stuff. So I think, like, this car can't sit no matter what. No matter what, it's going to be on the racetrack next year. It's just up in the air right now if I'm going to be the driver or not.
We've heard this kind of. We talked with Connor James about this, and that he's you know, a younger racer as well, but he's also been racing for so long that he found that when he got out of the car, he actually enjoyed it more, helping others sustain and learn and grow to be what they are. He said, I think the actual quote he had said was like, it's actually, I live for it. I live for being able to help others. You just talked about it right there. Is it, you know, winning your own stuff is great, but when you see somebody that you've helped, you know, I mentioned it on social media yesterday that you were one of the guys that we talked to about, Thomas Wunsch, coming into the hot rod division, and we talked about him, and when we had an interview with you, you would talk so highly of him. That led to us bringing him on as an ambassador for our program. And then seeing that success, it's like, holy crap, that's so cool that, you know, somebody's conversation that we had led to this, which led to that, which led to this. And you're seeing kind of the fruits of your labor, that people that you are recommending, people that you've put in this position. You've got a lot of good people in racing. When you do eventually decide what the plan is for next year, are you going to be happy with sitting back? You know, is it going to be Tyler Hawn he's okay not being behind the wheel?
Absolutely not. The thing is there, like, you know, you work so hard to bring, like I work so hard to bring what I bring to the racetrack, right? And I'm definitely not going to be doing that as detailed if I'm not in the car, right?
Yeah.
So like, and that's one thing. Like with my brother, like I don't know if I could just get anybody in the car, but I know my brother puts in the like just as much work as I do. So I think that if I were to put anybody in, it would be him. And I think if we both put our heads in this thing, like, and I don't want to sound like cocky or anything like that, but there'd be a lot of problems for a lot of other guys because, you know, like we're in separate shops now, but if we're in the same shop, like we'd be setting the world on fire in a lot of things, right? So it just, I don't know, like it's tough to say like if I could be content or happy with somebody else, because like I've been doing this since I was 14 years old. We've been doing this my whole life, so it's gonna be tough stepping back. So that's kind of why it's still in the air. Like we're just gonna see, because like our off season, like we don't even have an off season. Like we start after Peterborough, we start preparing for Daniels Racing in Florida, but then like the week after Peterborough, the car's stripped, ready to get rebuilt as well, right? So I just got to figure out what we got to do, all the fine detail stuff, you know. Like it's a tough decision, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be tough for anybody to step back.
Oh,
you know, I don't
absolutely.
have to do it. I just think I want to do it, you know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the cool thing about it, is that it's the we'll talk about that we're nuts for liking this as much as we do. We really are, right? I mean, I can't go out there and say that I've committed hours and hours and hours in a race shop, but hours and hours of promoting or putting graphics together or focusing on talking about racing or doing shows like this. You know, we all spend the time because we're passionate about it, right? It's something that we love. For you, there's that family connection, right? It's something that you go out there and you do with family, and you have done for family for so long, and you've got some great supporters that have been with you, a lot of them for most of these championships, actually. So I want you to shout out those people right now, because we are running behind, so I want to make sure we get enough time to get everybody in. It was an ordeal to try and get everybody in one show, but we're gonna do it. So,
well, first of all, I gotta thank like my best friend Xander. You know, he's at the shop with me. Actually, out in the shop right now, finishing up our tire prep for the weekend. I gotta thank Seaton Structures, Tire Depot. You know, I gotta thank Fox's Bakery and Deli. They've been with me since the start. Abrams Real Estate, she just came on board. I'm super happy about that. Georgia Contracting, PPG, Maslak, Zenitech, Auto Body, you know, like they're the ones that make the car look amazing. Josh Watson does a wicked job.
Yeah.
You know, my brother, HMCW, Hawn Welding Services, you know, all these people, like, and just all the support of my friends, family, and fellow racers. Like, if I went to the racetrack and people hated me, you know, you got to have a little bit of haters to keep going. But well, like if I was the guy that people didn't look up to, man, it wouldn't even be worth going out, you know?
Yeah.
So
it has always been an honor to chat with you. It's always fun when we get to see each other. We don't get to see each other a ton anymore. We're so busy at the racetrack, but you know what? It was awesome to see that you were able to take home number 6. Hopefully we'll be able to talk when you get number 7 in there. And you've obviously been a S&S rep for so many years that it makes us a little bit happier, as well as seeing that number 2 out there in victory lane. So the best of luck for that second championship and on the dirt this weekend, this weekend. And you know what? I really want to say thank you for coming on and joining me, Tyler.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate everything you guys do, man. Like you guys have stepped up the game for promotion and podcasts and all that stuff. You know, it's just incredible that you guys put your heart into this, and you know, many more years to come, man.
Oh, you said we must be stupid to be doing something. We must be idiotic to love it this much, but
we're something. I'm telling you right.
We're definitely something. Tyler Hawn here on ONTrack Weekly. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Well, he comes off of a championship in Oscar, and our next guest probably has had a couple beverages back-to-back mini stock champion Jacob Sutcliffe. Sounds pretty damn good, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know what? It honestly, it sounds a little weird to me. I didn't never figure I would get here. But yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I won't lie to you, we were joking around. I went out golfing with some of the crew guys, and we're all joking around. They're calling me champ all day, and I went to hit a putt, and one of Wyatt's buddies, Jake, looks at me. He goes, "All right, champ, make this one." I said, "Get it right. It's double champ."
Oh man, the ego is going to be out of control, isn't it? Just every time he walks around, he's got the John Cena music every time he walks around here. You did it, buddy. This was not. It was not a foregone conclusion. I mean, yes, you did get into the points lead pretty early in the season, but man, Ryder White kept you on it all year, man. He was really stepped up his whole deal, his whole program, and I mean, your brother as well. I mean, we talked about it the end of last year that Wyatt got that heat win, and it was looking like, oh wow, he's on fire, and he did it again this year. A lot of heat wins. I mean, third in the point standings, really right up with you the whole year. It's got to be fantastic as a big brother seeing little brother come in and challenge you for the title.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. I was so happy that he got up there. Ryder had a great year too. But man, it was just an absolute ton of fun racing with Wyatt all year. I was feeling pretty good. I didn't think he was going to beat me all year. And then it was like heat went over me. Heat went over me. So, you know what? And then really the first responders night, that should have been his. It still hurts me. That's the one that was like, oh, that was his, 3 to go, the unfortunate blow up. And, I don't even think he overdrove the corner. He just went in there, and it was just so slick. And the poor guy just literally can't catch a break. I mean, I got my fingers crossed. It's coming hard and fast, and I'm going to be the first one in his window net screaming in his face when he gets it. And I can't wait for it for him. But it could
be Friday. If he does do the mini stock first timers, it very well could be, because he's been one of the guys this whole year that has been easily one of the most competitive to challenge with you. You finally got to do something that you've wanted to do for a while, and that's beat Doug Butler straight off. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm totally happy with you, because we've spent some good money on sponsoring Doug Butler, and there is a piece of that wrap that has been damaged, and when I asked Randy who it was,
well, the first time that I happened to get into a car that Butler was driving, I didn't mean to. I had to roll the center. I was going around and I tapped him, and then the second time was just a racing incident. He came down and I got into her in his car, and man, he's to be able to be even considered in the same realm of being able to race with a guy like Doug Butler at Sunset Speedway is it's beyond special. And to have, to be able to race with guys, I mean, even all year, when you look at our year, we got to race with guys like Sean Taylor at Delaware. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't even the same stratosphere, but to be, to be able to look down the straightaway and go, I'll catch those guys one day it's a cool feeling. It's really cool to race with those guys. We have a lot of good, fun, clean, hard battles. I mean, sometimes we touch, bang, beat, like it's racing, right? It's never going to be 100% paying off. And I mean, I think he purposely has that stickers and scuffs there because he knew I was coming this year, and he knew that I don't like to touch him, and I would look at that and go, "Oh, Cam's gonna be mad."
Oh yeah, he knew it. He knew. Hey, Randy, they're not dumb. They knew exactly. They knew exactly if I find out who was doing it, because I asked, Randy still looks fine, and then she's sent me the picture, and I said, "Who the heck did that?" And you know what? I said the same thing to Nathan Detweiler, because he got into Thomas at Varney this weekend, and they crumpled the back of Thomas's car, which has the exact same. And so I said, "Hey, watch it."
I'm coming
and I said, "We better be on your mind 24/7 now. Anytime you think about ramming into somebody, you're gonna just see the stickers and scuffs, right?"
I saw it in my dreams for weeks. I promise.
As you should, right? What's the plan, buddy? I know last year you did do the playoff races. Are we going to see that again this year? Frostfest, obviously this upcoming weekend with the Last Dance and ACC.
Yeah. So my plan is to do all 3 of those.
Okay.
For sure, and then we'll see. I know that there was something in the rumblings about maybe a race at Grand Bend. I was talking to Doug a little bit about that.
Yeah.
I'd give anything a shot. I don't want to get out of the car this year. We're having a ton of fun. The guys are. We're having a. I mean, we went to Peterborough and we learned a ton in a weekend when we were there.
Yeah.
And I think we're all like, same thing with Delaware, same thing with Flamborough the night we went there. Like, we're just having a ton of fun, going places and learning and just having, a great time as a crew of guys. And, like this weekend was a perfect example of how special the guys are that are around us. I mean, we get turned, racing deal in a heat race. We bent the rear axle, the body's torn up, the bumpers, I put it back in the wall pretty good. I mean, there's 9 guys, and we worked for an hour and a half on that little mini stock, and we got the axle season. Like, it was absolutely nuts. And we got it. We went and tested, and the crew of guys that we have are really, really special, and it showed it in how we were able to capture this one. Really, I mean, Cameron McGlashan was honestly, I can't say enough about him. He came over, offered me his car to go out and run my number to go and try and secure it, and that was really special. That meant a ton to me.
And that's a championship rival for you in the past.
Yeah.
Like, you guys were fighting for that championship together last year.
Yeah.
And even this year, really. Yeah.
We've had some really good battles. I mean, some unfortunate incidences for him this year. I think kind of took him out, but it doesn't speak to how well he's raced this year. I mean, he's run really well. He's gotten into some really competitive times. He's got a really competitive piece, and I know they're working on Andrea's car a lot. I mean, her car's really coming around. She's really coming around. That program really improved this year. I mean, that was really nice to see. But again, like you said, for a past championship competitor, a competitor week in and week out, and we're both really competitive guys, and for him to come up and say, hey, if you need it, it's there. That meant an absolute ton to me, and I can't speak to how much that meant to me for him to do that. So
you've already got requests, buddy, because they said if Sunset doesn't happen, Tyler Lewis is already asking if you're going to come run Flamborough because they'd love to race with you guys. And I don't know if you want that, Tyler, because he came up there this year, him and Blaze, and they both got wins this year against you guys. So I don't know if you really want that, but have you considered about what potentially would look like for SBR if Sunset is a no-go for next year?
That's a tough question, because every time people say that, it brings a tear to my eye. I love that place. I love Sandra. I love Brian. I love Courtney, Ben, Mike Brown for his jokes about my motor every friggin' week. He's so funny. The guys in the tech shed are a blast. And just the community at Sunset. I mean, everywhere else, like guys like Tyler Lewis and Matt Young and, Mike Nelson and the guys that are everywhere else make it so much fun to travel because they're great areas, and they make it, it's definitely makes it a hard decision to race at Sunset because we're close everywhere. But I mean, just the people at Sunset, and the community and the family we have there, it's a ton of fun. I don't honestly know what next year looks like. Potentially looking at maybe moving up, maybe traveling with the Mini. There's a lot kind of on the table right now. I don't 100% know. I got to talk to my boss in racing, Dale Shaw, and my boss in life, and my beautiful girlfriend, and see what I'm allowed to do next year, and we'll make some decisions from there.
Well, Jake, you've done it. You've back-to-back mini stock champion. I mean, we talked last year. I was obviously I was bummed that I wasn't there this weekend. I know you wanted me out there, but life happens, unfortunately, and I wouldn't be able to celebrate properly without 2 working arms either. So it just is a part of things. But you know how excited I am for you and for the entire team, and you guys have really done a great bang-up job. You've got some really good supporters on your car that have helped you for these 2 championship seasons. Shout out those people and the people that made it possible.
Yeah, I mean, I want to start with a guy who I should have been thinking all year. And John Morrison with Jomo Media, he has absolutely killed it.
Yes,
with
he
our
has.
social media page. It is. I mean, I don't honestly. I can't do the social media all that well, and he absolutely has killed it for us. I mean, my dad's uncle, his name's Fred. He was in Victory Lane with us at the end of it. I mean, he follows it. He shares it with his friends in Hockley all the time. Like, it's awesome. So I really want to thank him. I want to thank you guys, Stickers and Scuffs. Your support means a ton, and thank you for saying what you said. I mean, yeah, thank you very much. I want to thank Auto Tech Service Center, 24/7 Auto Collision, McMillan Motorsports, Frank Cohn from CFRB 1010. That was really cool to have him on. He's an awesome supporter. I want to thank my mom, my dad, my brother for motivating me every week, and my sister films everything. So it's really nice to be able to take that as study tape and look at that. So she's awesome for that. I want to thank my beautiful girlfriend for for losing her time with me all summer, because I'm in the shop trying to find more speed for Mr. Doug Butler and Sean Taylor and the rest of the gang of them that are real fast. And I want to thank my crew. I mean, a really special group of guys that have come together to help these two cars turn left pretty fast, and we're having a ton of fun with them. So I really want to thank all them. I want to thank the fans and the people at Sunset Speedway. They've been really, really cool, and especially this year. We had a lady who was getting to know my Nana and Papa this weekend just because they had their SBR gear on. So that was really cool. They're twin sisters at Sunset, and they had to cheer for brothers, so they picked us. So it's really cool to meet people like that, and yeah, I had a ton of fun fan appreciation night too. But yeah, I really want to thank everybody who's made this possible. This is really cool, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I say you're in high demand now. Feeney's saying Peterborough Speedway needs the Sutcliffe, so everyone wants to do the bidding war for the. I mean, Varney will probably throw themselves in there as well. Everybody needs a little bit of Sutcliffe in their life, right? So
that means a lot too, that people want us to come and race with them. It's, this community of mini stock racers, they're a ton of fun, and we really enjoy them all and enjoy everywhere that has us. So thank you guys.
Mini stock racing's the shit. I'm just saying.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's the good stuff. Not sure exactly if our next guest is going to show up. I know he was busy at hockey. He had a hockey guest.
I have one more. I'm sorry.
You're totally allowed to interrupt and definitely share, because
I apologize.
They made it possible.
I forgot. Danielle McPherson has taken a ton of great shots of us this year. And
it's not easy to make you guys look good.
No, it's not. I mean, she makes me look skinny in ways that I didn't think were possible. So
makes that hair look really good too.
Yeah.
Blow dried and everything.
Yeah. So I want to thank her as well. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's all good. I'm not sure if our final guest, Josh Davenport, is going to be able to make it. It's 10 minutes after he was scheduled, so unfortunately I'm not sure if we because we want to make sure that Race Rivals Race Chat does come up. But Jake, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate it, and we'll definitely be seeing you in the hopefully we'll be there Friday. I won't be able to make the Saturday Sunday for family commitments, so speak of the devil, there he is. Awesome. Josh Davenport's going to come on, so I'm going to have to kick you out, but I appreciate Jake, and best of luck in the playoff races.
Thank you, and thanks for having me on.
Anytime. That is our buddy Jake Sutcliffe, champion, and here we go. Well, he's coming off of hockey, and just as if he wasn't busy enough, he's coming on and chatting with us. Last guest of the night, and he's coming on. Yeah, we got you.
I'm just getting my volume figured out.
Yeah, that's all good. Josh Davenport is joining us here on the show, coming to us straight from hockey, which is fantastic that he was able to do that. And he is a double champion for 2025. Once again, I don't know if you guys can hear me.
We got it figured out now.
Awesome. Well, you did it again. How does it feel?
It feels awesome with all the hard work we put in all year, and great reward to get both championships again.
Well, you did not just the 2 championships, Josh. You also got yourself 20 feature wins this year. That's absolutely insane. I've been tracking them the whole time. Obviously, that's fun. You got out there and you were able to be beat a couple of times at Sauble Speedway. Thomas was able to get you a couple of times this year. You were able to go down, win as well down south. Talk about a great year, bud. Do you know what you're going to do next year? Are you doing these again, or are you thinking something else?
Well, we won't be running junior lights full time next year. We're working on something right now, but we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. There's a teaser right there for everybody. And you're going out there like this is what we're talking about. What awesome sportsmanship Josh Davenport has. He's battling against Ronnie Mason for the championship at Sunset, and he's wearing Ronnie Mason's shirt right now, repping his competitor. That's what we're talking about. Are we going to see you this weekend racing at the Last Dance?
We will. Yes, I'll be there in the junior light. And my dad's racing Bone Stock, so I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to see that too. Actually, that's one of the things I'm most excited for. And then what about Flamborough and ACC? Are we going to see you do those, or are you going to take some time off?
If everything goes to plan at Sunset, we'll be running ACC, but probably not Flamborough.
All right. Well, it's awesome, buddy. You got to do something that I'd have to go back and check. I don't believe it's been done before, which is 2 championships back to back at 2 different racetracks. Obviously, Sunset is a little bit different than Sauble. I would say that both of them are probably a lot of fun, but do you have a race this year that you want to say was probably the most fun that you had?
Well, all of them have been pretty fun, but a couple weeks ago at Sunset, going last to first, that was a ton of fun. Just getting to battle it out with Thomas Gibbons at Sauble, and a couple races with Wide Sprung at Sunset is always fun, and battling with Ronnie in the heat races and features is always fun.
Well, you know what, bud? You did an amazing job this year. It's not easy to go out there and win, and to be unbeaten at Sunset Speedway, except I believe there's one heat. I believe it was like one heat that you didn't win the whole year, which is insane, first off. But you got to go...
Not over yet.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. You got to go out there and compete against a lot of really, really good kids. Who's somebody that you think is really, really going to be really good? Because you've raced with a whole bunch of them. So who's somebody that you think is going to be really good next year?
Definitely Ronnie Mason is my pick. That kid's improved so much in the last 2 years, getting faster and faster every week. Racecraft's getting better, just everything about him. He's a great kid on and off track, and he's fun to race with.
Perfect. I love that answer. It's so true. So true. Now, hopefully, we'll get to see that ACC title in your hands, because that's like the one thing I think that's missing from the mantelpiece, or the trophy case, we'll say. Going down south as well was a huge thing for you this year. You did that. You got 2 big wins. Ava and Austin were back down there this weekend.
It was 3 wins down there.
Was it 3 wins? Oh, okay. So you corrected those 3. So 23 wins then this whole year, which is just not including the heats. I can't include all the heats. There's too many numbers there. But for yourself, obviously, lots of great people that helped you do that week in and week out to win this championship, bud. Who do you want to thank? I know I always ask you, and you're really good at this, so we'll see how well you can do it.
First of all, I got to thank my dad for everything he's done all year, working on the car, driving me places, all the effort he's put in. I wouldn't be able to do it without him. My mom, my sister for their support, all my sponsors, Elmer's Flighting, Davenport Beef Farms, RBC, Richard's Auto Service, Shepherd's Docks, Just Foam It, Donut Designs, Russell Fencing and Decks, Richard's Auto Service, Next Level, Elium Industries, Duke's Performance, K&K Lawn Care and Pest Control, Imadrafts making the car look awesome, Shellsville Racing, RFK, Blushed by Rum and Co, JD Sweet Corn, BD Pumpkins, and Stickers and Scuffs, and Donald for spotting me all year, pretty much.
Whew, he's gotten that down pat great. You're doing like a perfect script, man. Fast. I remember it's when you first were winning. It was the start of last year, and you couldn't remember everybody straight off the top of your head. And I could tell how much it was making you upset because you wanted to be able to remember everybody. And now it's just like this. Jake Spencer Walt, kid, absolute wheelman. So proud of Josh, great kid. I agree. Really fast. Done a great job. And you know what? You've represented Stickers and Scuffs so very well. You're one of our nominees this year for one of the most sportsmanlike racers. So, you know what? And for Racer of the Year, actually. So there you potentially more awards coming your way, buddy. But congratulations on your season. I can't wait to see you on the weekend, bud, and give you congratulations. And hopefully you guys have a good hockey season as well, okay?
Thank you very much.
That is our good friend Josh Davenport, coming off of 2 championships this year. And you know what? Did a great job. He's come a long way with his interviews and his talking. And we did it, folks. We got ourselves done. Stay tuned. You got 10 minutes until you got Race Rivals Race Chat right here on G-Force TV. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight.